Hey everyone, it's Casey, and today I wanted to go over 3 stretches that you can do from a chair that are going to be great for your posture. So typically when we think about sitting in a chair, what shape we often create is the shape of a little cashew, right? We turn into this little curly Q, the tail tucks under, we get this gap of space between the hips and the back of the chair, the head rolls forward, the shoulders round over, and over time we start to feel really fatigued in our lower back. The hip flexors get tight from that seated, always flexed position, and then the shoulders get really tired, fatigued, and the upper back can start to really hurt as well, instead of being able to sit up nice and tall. And even when we have an ergonomic chair, it often is very difficult to find good posture throughout the day. So here are 3 stretches that y'all can do that are going to help with your posture immensely. Just do them periodically through the day and you'll notice a huge shift in how your body feels. So first and foremost, we're going to start with a twist and a little side bend. Okay, so I'm going to break it up into 3 sections. First, we're just going to open up the torso. So take your body and you're going to sit sideways on your chair. Okay, now if you can't sit sideways on your chair due to armrests, that's perfectly fine. You can do it without turning. Okay, I just like turning. It feels a little bit more accessible. If you're not going to, your back hand is just going to rest at the back of the chair as best as you can. Otherwise, turning to that left side. Okay, and then both of your hands are going to grab the back of the chair. Let's take a deep breath in, lift the spine, and use your hands at the chair to exhale, gently twist. Okay, otherwise, continue to breathe here and twist. Otherwise, if you're facing forward, right hand to the outer leg, left hand to the back of the chair, and same motion here, just helping to leverage the twist. Give yourself a couple more breaths, lifting taller, twisting deeper. Last one. Now your right hand is going to stay holding on to the back of the chair. Okay, so if you're facing forward, maybe right hand just grabs the side of the chair. And then from here, left hand reaches up tall, deep breath in, and then you're just going to gently stretch over to that right side. Get nice length into the side of the body. And then inhale, come all the way up and drop the hand down. Okay, if you're on the side of the chair, let's shift it back to the center and we're going to do the other side. So either stay facing forward if you can't turn to the side, otherwise turn to the right. Okay, either grab the outside of the knee and right hand grabs the back of the chair or both hands to the back of the chair. Lift the spine, deep breath in, and exhale, twist. Once again, use the hands to help leverage this position. Deep breath in, lifts you a little bit taller. And deep breath out, twists you a little bit deeper. Let's take one more here. Inhale, lifting the spine. And then exhale, twist. Okay. Now left hand either grabs the back of the chair or to the side of the chair for support. Right hand reaches up, taking a deep breath in. And then exhale, lean over to the side. Get that nice length into the side body here. One more deep breath. And then slowly come all the way up. Drop the right hand down. And let's bring ourselves back to center if we're not here already. Okay, so the next one we're going to do is going to be a nice stretch into our hip flexors and into our quads. It can be a little awkward or tricky to get into. So if this one's not working for you, obviously you don't really need a chair for it, but you could always stand, grab an ankle, and then point the knee towards the ground to get the same stretch, okay? But if from a seated position, if it's accessible, we're going to sit really far forward onto our chair. So kind of near the edge, but still nice and stable. We're going to start by taking the left leg, bending the knee, and you're going to start to wiggle that foot back. Okay, I'm coming to the top of the foot, shoelace side, and I'm literally going to kind of lean forward and slide the foot back as much as possible. Okay, you can always adjust. If you go too far, you can always back it out. Okay, it's kind of getting it in there initially. That is the hardest part, the setup. Okay, now from here, I'm going to slowly start to lean back until my back can rest on the back of the chair. Okay, so right now what we're doing is we're creating extension into the front of our left hip. Our hip flexors get ridiculously tight over time. So this might be enough already. You can come up onto your right toes, or if it's too much to lift your right foot off the ground, you can either step it onto a block, another chair, or you can slide your bottom foot forward slightly until you can pull the knee into the chest. But try to keep the amount of depth that you have if possible. Right knee lifts up, and then we're going to slowly start to pull the right knee to the chest. And imagine pressing your hips forward to create as much extension in the hips as possible. If you don't quite feel it, walk the foot back a little bit. I like to kind of rest the foot against the side of the chair so I have a little extra support, and then come back into it, pull it in. You should feel a nice stretch all down the front of the quads and into the hip flexors. Give yourself, let's say, 2 more deep breaths here. Really try to focus your energy moving down into the front of the left hip as it finds more and more elongation, more space. And then slowly release your right foot back down. And then you're going to pull the left leg forward. Give it a quick little shake. Okay, and then we're going to switch sides. So you're going to bend your right knee and slide the foot back. Maybe kind of graze out the outside of that chair for a little extra support. Okay, get it really far back there. And then lean yourself back, holding onto the outside of the chair if you can, and just kind of holding for support. Now you can walk your left foot in. You can tell already if you can lift the foot up or not. Make adjustments as you need to. When ready, the foot can lift up onto a prop, or hold the knee with your hands and work on pulling in as the front of the hip extends and finds more space. Nice. Give yourself a few breaths here. Last deep breath. Guide it all the way down into the front of that right hip. And then slowly release. Let your right leg come out. Feel free to shake it out a little bit. Okay, so we targeted already opening up into the spine. We got into the twist, the side bends. Okay, lengthen the torso. Now we got the front of the hips. Last but not least, we're going to really focus on the shoulders and the chest, kind of opening up the upper spine here. So stay sitting forward on your chair. And your hands, I'm going to give you plenty of options for this one, so please listen to the one that's appropriate for you. And notice the back of my chair kind of meets up right below kind of my shoulders or that mid-back space. If your chair is really tall, you'll have to stop in the first variations. It's perfectly fine. You'll still feel the benefits. Hands drop back to the inside of the chair, either grabbing the outer edges or just create little fists and push them into the outer corners, okay? Now from here, you're going to lift up through your ribs and chest as best as you can and start to bend the elbows back until they touch the back of the chair, using them for structural support. And then you're going to press the elbows into the chair as you open up your ribs and chest, maybe even look up. So this is option 1, stay here. If the back of your chair is kind of like mine, where it meets mid-back, you can open up the elbows and lower the upper back to the back of the chair, and you can adjust so that it goes below the shoulder blades, not pushing into them. Shoulder blades are free. And then you can either keep your hands here, keep lifting the chest, or you can take cactus arms, bending into the elbows, or interlace your fingers and let your head fall back into the hands and let the heart melt open. Give yourself a few more breaths. And then slowly head up, hands press into the chair, guide yourself all the way up, and then just let yourself round over for a moment. And re-neutralizing when ready. Okay, like said, these are my go-tos when I'm working on my posture. If I've been seated for a really long time, these are the areas that are calling my attention the most. Let me know how it felt for you, and I'll have more things like this coming your way soon. Thanks, y'all.